Namaste! Namaste, Big Cat. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Today, darling dears, the planetary energies are as the big cats assemble. What's going on? Fist bump. Glad you could pop in, darling dears, on your busy day. The call has been sounded. Are you prepared to answer said call? These are the questions you have to ask self when you are claiming dominion over self, healing past wounds, doing the shadow work and all that. Pinkies up. The planetary energies, darling dears. The Scorpio moon shares an aspect with the sun in Leo this morning, giving you what? The gumption to get up and get moving. But what direction that will be in will be thine own choice. Yeah. Unravel that, peccadillo. These good vibes continue into the afternoon as the moon aspects the south node. As you already know, the south node is what? The node of karma, darling dears. Your ancestral karma, as well as the karma that you was what? Born into, and what you've created in your lifetime. This aspect can create a playful atmosphere in relationships. Playful with the south node? I know, babe. I know. I was clutching my proverbial pearls when I was doing my notes. Talking about, I'm going to stick a pin in that. I've got something else to tell you. While the conversations might be flowing, the discussions are likely to remain surface level. Why? You've got bigger things to be getting to today, big cat. Bigger things all to do with thyself and thy past. Tonight, a minor aspect between the moon and Jupiter makes people aware of their personal boundaries, which you will be unlikely to breach. You won't be able to break through certain people and their boundaries today. Why? You've got other work to be doing, darling dear. You ain't got time to be worried about what the next cat is doing. Especially if they ain't a big cat. They're a puppy. There are going to be what? There are going to be some big opportunities for healing the past, which helps you feel spiritually lighter and lifted. Remember I told you that. Why do I say the call? I'll tell you why. The key to working through self-punishment is to recognize that your faults are deeply ingrained, having been reinforced over many years. It will require a certain or concerted effort and patience to move through the phase of reconciliation with thy soul, the true self. Changing your inner dialogue to be pleasant overnight may seem a threat, a big threat to your ego. The ego is what? The masculine mind. We are trying to what? Penetrate the subconscious today, darling dears. The feminine mind. Positive self-talk in this instance may be akin to what? Speaking Swahili in Japanese while trying to learn Arabic. You have to catch those negative thoughts, darling dears. But you are going to be unpacking past wounds. Whilst the nature of self-directed inner talk is familiar, but the type of talk you've got going around in your cranium, darling dears, it's not working. Even though you're getting great, even though you're bending the matrix, there's still part of the monkey mind, which is trying to overrule you and make you slip back and live in what? Yesteryear, blood. Yesteryear. It does not feel True, since you've grown accustomed to what self-punishing talk over the years, over time. You may have unconsciously punished yourself for the wrongdoing of others. This is viewed as what? Self-retribution, darling dears. For untoward actions that directed against you, big cat, prototype of your lineage, from yesteryear, from the past, which is gone. It's all wrapped up in the what? That big F word. Giving you a chance to get the swear words out, because that's not what I'm talking about, blood, bra, or sistrine. I'm talking about forgiveness. I mention this in practically every single reading. Forgiveness, darling dears. Going back to the first wound and opening it up. You have to, darling dears. It's not for the faint-hearted. That's why you are big cat. That's why your ancestors chose you to be the figurehead and break them out of their karmic cycles, as well as your own. The self-rejection in your own mind is over. I'll repeat that again. The self-rejection in your own mind is over. Self-acceptance begins, and the self-love will grow so strong that you will finally accept yourself just the way you are. That, my dear big cat, is the beginning of self-mastery. Forgiveness is key. Unpacking those what? Heinous crimes perpetrated against you when you didn't know who you was, when they was trying to what? Dim your shine, shut your mouth, and make you feel less than. As they put their what? Their feet in your back chakra, darling dear. Their dirty foot. There may be a great deal of pain that you're going to feel as you unpack your deepest wounds, but you have to face it. Why? This is all part of the shadow work, darling dear. It's not for the faint-hearted. But favor always favors the brave, darling dears. Remember I told you that. Fist bump. You are capable of managing real-life problems by your capacity to what? Develop a stronger emotional resilience. Which is what? Which is not vast in self-deprecating inner self-talk. Anytime you hear this track, darling dears, you know you're going to get told off and being put at hockey sticks at dawn to work on yourself. You are the walking masterpiece. Every day you are what? Putting another block in the building of your foundation from the inside out. As we call in the energies of wisdom, guidance and protection from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, angels, way showers and spiritual guides. As above, so below. From Keitha to Balkuf. Namaste. Energies, up, big cat, up. As we dive into these peccadillos. Let's see who's in the chat. Let's see who's rocking with me from the outset. We've got Honey Girl, Big Cat Wave, Audra Dye, Fist Bump, Melinda C, long time no comment, Melinda. Glad you could pop in, darling dear. Kung Fu Panda, hiya! Got you. I got you. Darlene, Killingworth. Glad to see you, darling dear. Are you fabulous, gorgeous and lovely? I didn't get any more coffee this morning because I've been up from around 7 minutes past 4 in the AM. A lot of contemplative actions. You're wondering why did I wake up so early? Possibly because I went to my bed early and I told myself time to go to sleep and rest, recuperate, and open up to my true self. As you guys well know, I had to go through I told you I was going through surgery and they cancelled it. Well, they gave me another date. And yesterday was the date. I had to go for my surgeries yesterday. And everything went well. I've still got the, without being too revealing, I've still got the coverage of what they cut out on me. It had to go, darling dears. It was it or me. Face all of those inner demons, darling dears. Unpack those deepest wounds. What's that? Dangerous tempers? Listen, they're not sending out notifications for the big cat, darling dear. This is why your third eye must be buffed up to a bitchin' shine. You have to check when I'm coming through, darling dears. I told you, not only am I your best friend, you've got to be my Obi-Wan Kenobi. Even in the sense of what? Finding out when I'm on live. Because I'm telling you, I'm a sneaky cat. I have no schedule. I like to turn up on you to make sure you're on the straight and narrow, Scotty. Yeah, that was a whip. And I did whip you. Fist bump. We're going to dive in, darling dears. We're going to dive in. Oh, just the one, darling dears. Listen, get your waist trainers on, whether you're male or female. Get your core ball to get your what? Feng Shui, right? Your aura, your inner self flowing, darling dears. I told you, when you're on the ball and you've got the right, I like to listen to this music when I'm trying to work out an issue, deal with some old wound. I use this music and I'm here rocking, bouncing, going from side to side. I roll all the way back so I can see my toes. Use the core ball, darling dears. Just like I told you to use the sea moss. Look at my skin. This is 54-year-old skin. I've got no makeup on. Look, this is me. The Irish moss, I just wiped off some of the shine, but I'm still shiny. The Irish moss, darling dears. Get it and take it every day. Remember I told you that I don't buy it anymore. I make my own. I buy the Irish moss. I soak it overnight in bottled water. The next batch I'm going to make it with this year, right? But anyway, I soak it overnight for about 15 hours and then I wash it off, get all of the scribbages and nastiness off of it, cut it up a little bit, and then I put it in the blender. The one that I made up recently has got blue spirulina. It's got ginger, and I put shelled hemp seed in it, so you know that it's all in the cranium, darling dears. Deep thinking. Get your sea moss, darling dears. All of that collagen, that's at your fingertips. Good God. Come on, I told you, this is the year of my 9. It lifts up everything and tightens what needs to be tightened. It's got many healing qualities in it, darling dears. Right, the runestone that you have, good golly gosh. We've got what? Ewas. This is the death card, darling dears. In tarot, on its face, or should I say sideways. What? Someone is afraid to what? Put both feet into what? The shadow work. Working on thyself. Big cat wave, angelic alchemist mother. Big cat wave. Use the sea moss. Like your life depended on it. Get it, big cat. Get the core ball, big cat. Get your what? High pH water, big cat. Some of you are saying, oh, what's that, Melinda C? You got your core ball? Fist bump. Listen, not only that, it opens up your childlike spirit. You got the right music in the background. You get all of your what? Spiritual energies working. The core ball is important, and high pH water, anything above an 8, because as a spiritual being having a human experience, our natural pH is at a 7.4 or 7.5. You need to be drinking water higher than your natural bodily pH. And of course, it costs more than the other waters, but not as much as the water I saw on Amazon. It's £159.99 for 1 litre blood. I was like, good God, I wonder who's going to gift me that, because I ain't buying that shit. I'm staying with the Actifier. As I was saying, the death card, it's sideways. Somebody's feeling a bit rattled because this is the season where we're going to do what? Transportation and transformation, darling dears. We will be unpacking, represented by the letter E, the numbers 52, 53, 54, and 55. This is a season where you're being called to be a rebel, darling dears, in your own life. Divine wants to give you this, a new beginning. But you have to be willing to take that final step, that final journey, and do the shadow work. You saw from the DP picture, right, that anger is punishing yourself for someone else, is wrongdoings, for the parent who didn't parent you, for the siblings that were skullduggerous and merchants of slander, for the progeny that are wayward, for the lover with the what? Amnesia in their genitalia, darling dear. Forgot who you was as soon as they left your side. Shadow work must be done, darling dears, in order to get the true you. Divine has been showing you your gifts as you've been bending the matrix, but you haven't tapped into the totality of what you truly deserve. This will bring about what? Life-changing events. It will relieve the continued sadness, anger, and lack that is dragging many of us down. Blessings, darling dear, are in disguise at this moment in time until you do the final stages of the shadow works. Just lubricate my larynx, yeah? We are alkaline beings. I noticed that from I started my spiritual journey, go back and watch my first video to the videos that I do now. When I first started reading tarot, I did that over 20 years ago. But when I started actually making videos on YouTube, I took on other people's personas, which was not me. And then one day I had to go on my bended knee to the Most High Father God. And I said, if this is my path, give me my words. And it was granted unto me. Now I know who a bottom feeder is, what's a homosexual, right? And the Revelations. 220, the Jezebel spirits, darling dear. They are in a multitude. Are you loving my earrings? My evil... Listen, when I was going into surgery yesterday, before I went into surgery, they said that they wanted to come and take my blood pressure. So as they was taking my blood pressure, the woman turned to me. Well, she's a nurse. The woman turned to me and said, "You've got to remove everything." I said, "What?" She said, "Everything." I said, "What?" She said, "Take off your watch, your ring, those bracelets." She called them bangles. "Take off your bangles, right? All of my chains." I had to take off everything. I said, "Good God." I called in my whole ancestral team. And I didn't feel alone. But my blood pressure spiked when they got the cover, because after they clean out the area with the swabs to make sure it's surgically clean, and then she got this needle out, this big needle. She goes, "It's the smallest needle. I never felt so much pain in my all rotted life," right? It made me want to get up from the bed, right, and tell them to abort. But I didn't, because I said that it had to be done. I counted to 60 and then I started humming, and they was like, "Do you want me to play? Do I want them to play music?" I said, "Play what you like, but I'm not stopping the humming." And then they got this sheet and they stuck it down to my top half and then covered over the whole of my face so that I couldn't see them cutting into me and butchering me. But it was done. It had to be done. Because I knew if I allowed that lump to stay in my body, it would eventually poison my blood. So I had to be brave, and I walked alone. I took no progeny with me. But when they said I had to take off all my shiznai that I'm used to having around, I even had to take off my Moldavite blood. I felt it was so unfair. But I called in my ancestral team and I was comforted. And it was like, after they finished, they put stitches in it, and they said to me that they're gonna wheel me back to the pre-op area, and I could lay down for a bit. I was like, bitch, I ain't staying. Where's my shit? I've got to go. Listen, I don't hang around the hospital longer than I have to. But when I was driving myself back, I felt the pain in my chest. I felt weak. I felt dehydrated. But I felt free. If you've got something that you need to work on in your body, something that needs to be removed, something that needs to be fixed, you do it immediately, darling dears. You don't wait. And you are strong enough to walk alone, because if I can do it, you can do it. Remember, I told you that. Right. Let's get some cards, because somebody needs a healing today. They need to understand about the shadow work. Who's that angelic alchemist? You don't like... Listen, babe. The only time I hang around hospitals, right, is when I'm giving birth, and I ain't got no choice but to stay there. Apart from that, I'm gone. Speedy Gonzales. I was like, feet, don't fail me now. And I was like, they wanted me to stay. This me in the car. Slam. Clink. I wasn't stopping, mate. I just wanted my accoutrements so I could get out. But I done it. I did. And I made sure that I lifted my vibration. You saw the read I did yesterday. You thought I was going to go and spend my skrilla on diamonds and pearls. Nah, babe, I was going under the knife. I lifted my vibration and set my mind before I left. But when they told me I had to remove all of these, or everything, it shook me for a while until I called my ancestors. And I said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Hold on a minute. Give me a minute to rub these bitches in. I told you, if you're going to cry, rub the bitches in. I didn't realize. That's probably why I woke up so early, because I didn't release the emotion of it all. But like I said, if you're going to cry, rub them bitches in. Best skin tightener this side of the hemisphere. Had to be done. And the prayers that you guys sent for me when it was the first doppelgangation, I truly appreciated it. And I read them through again. I did. Fist bump. Anyhow, we're going to look at what you need to be looking at as you do your shadow works today. We're going to use the Psychic Tarot deck. Base of the deck. 8 of Pentacles, darling dear. Positive movement forward. Listen. Let's get your ancestral message up. We're going to use the... Where's the book? We're going to use the Angels and Ancestors book. Give it a good shufti. What's on the base? Oh, Spirit of the Fox. Trust your talents in what? Changing times, darling dears. Divine is telling you to go within, trust in the skills that you've been gifted with. And you have to what? Go to your North Node to see your superhero gifts, your superpowers. I tell you this all the time. They made me sit in that waiting room for 3 hours. But I also checked my perfections chart, right? Yesterday was a Taurus day for me. Taurus is my rising. Anytime you've got to go and do surgery or anything like that, I tell you all of the time, Big Cat, look at your birth natal chart. Know how to look for the perfections or the projections, so you know what day you're having. I had a Taurus day. This is light reading, darling dear. It gives you all the energies about the planets. It tells you about each zodiac sign, what you can expect within it. So if you're planning to do things on certain days, you go to this book and it will tell you. Once you know what day you're having, through your birth natal chart, through your perfections, it will tell you whether or not it's a good day for you to do certain things. It told me to go and get the surgery done, blood. Right. What is your ancestors? Oh. You had a throuple that jumped up, so the throuple must be seen. The seer, darling dear, inner knowing. Some of you are high priest or priestess, darling dears. It says what? See beyond the current situation. The current situation that you find in, blocked. Shadow work, darling dear. You have to unpack your deepest wounds today, darling dear. See beyond what's being shown to you to understand you need to go within in order to get out. We also have what? Bees in a trap, darling dear. Something about the summer. It says what? Bask in the joy and the light from within. We've also got what? Your ancestors. Star seed you be, darling dear. I can't make it up. Your ancestral team will be supporting you as you do your shadow work today, going forward. But that anger that you're carrying with you, that sadness, that lack that you're carrying with you will go no further as you become Gandalf the White. Remember I told you that? There are 3 cards here, darling dears. 1, 2, or 3. Which one do you want me to read on? What is the message you want to hear? Base of the deck, autumn. What did I say? The shadow work. Release the old and rest. 1, 2, or 3, big cat. First person up with an answer, I'll go with you. 1, 2, or 3. Audra, Empress, Amir, the chosen, you say number 3. You were the first one, darling dear. 1, 2, 3. We're going with the answer. We're going with the ancestors. Tell them at the back. Right. Let's see what page it's on. Okay. Star Ancestors is on page 76. Right. The 7 is the energy of the Chariot. Right, Cancer energy. It speaks about progress as well as achievements, as well as what? Quick movement forward. You also have the 6, the enemy. We have an enemy amongst us, darling dears. Or the enemy doesn't like the fact that I'm dropping this peccadillo on you. Doesn't want you to know. The 6 is what? Gemini energy, darling dear. The lovers making the right choices, calling in true partnerships towards yourself, bringing balance and harmony. Yes, baby. 76. For you to screenshot, read at your leisure or leisure. I'm not going to read it all. I'm going to read the message and the extended message. Follow the voice of your soul. Heed the messages coming directly from your soul. There is a deeper purpose to your human journey. I can't make this shiznai up, darling dears. It doesn't say that. I ad-libbed. Fist bump. Allow me, yeah? Not only were you born on purpose, you were born for a purpose. You were born to be a bright light in the world. And there are what? Supporters out there in the universe sending waves of energy to guide you at this time. Information and inspiration that has been coming your way recently is not new information, but memories. What did I just tell you? We are unlocking past wounds. We are forgiving past wounds so that we can cry our last tear. In the words of Bishop Paul Morton, where was I? Your feelings of being drawn in a particular direction are the awakening of an aspect of your soul. You are being drawn towards a road that will not only light you up, but also help you light up your corner of the world. Continue following the cosmic guidance that is coming your way. I can't make it up, darling dears. I'm telling you, my skin has just been glowing since I started taking the CMOS. I believe I started that journey in, I think it was June, when I first bought it from Amazon. And it was unpalatable, Scotty. It was the CMOS and the turmeric. So I bought my own. I think it's more palatable when you make it with your own hands, because I'm telling you, baby, Yeah. It had me what? Revving up like an engine. I'd have it on the spoon, I'd rest the spoon on a plate, I'll go and walk off and then I'll come back and then I'll go away and then I'll come back and then I'll swerve. Listen, until I started making it for myself. Make it for yourself, big cat. Nothing is too much for yourself, big cat. What does my big cats need to be working on? Give it a good shufty. Because I'm going to do my level best to keep the reading focused on you, because the wicked like to keep popping up. Somebody's stuck, I told you. Unable to move on, darling dear. This is the what? 6 of Swords on its face. I told you we are going to be doing what? Deep shadow work. You're going to be opening up your deepest and darkest wounds. You'll be intuitively guided to which one hurt you the most, which one still angers you, which one still makes you weak, which one brings you back to what? The child, the age at which you was first cut. Yes, baby, we're working on that. I'm going to clarify only the reverse cards today. Somebody's stuck, darling dear, on their journey, mentally stuck. This is what? Harboring the anger, the pain, the shame, the lack. But when you let it go, darling dear, prosperity will begin. This is the Ace of Pentacles, darling dears. Opportunities, infinite opportunities, gifted to you by the Most High, will be open, but you have to what? Sow the seed. Sow that seed, darling dear. So that you can what? Begin roots in the direction that you truly deserve on this Malkuth. 86 in the chat and only 45 thumbs up. Come on, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Come on. You can do it. What else? The Ace of Pentacles also speaks about growth, darling dear, as well as abundance. You'll be able to manifest more easily once you do this what? Final piece of shadow work. Yeah. Creating a firm foundation. 4 of Pentacles, darling dears. But the firm foundation has to come from the inside out. It's not an outside in job, darling dear. And no one can do that work but you. You have to do it. Thank you, Slim Jim. Tell him to smash that like, blood. What else? Solar plexus, darling dear. All about your what? Your will, your determination, your drive. And Archangel Michael covers the solar plexus. Can you see all of the cards? Making sure that everything is in line with what's going on. Yes, baby. As I was saying, Archangel Michael covers the solar plexus. It also represents what? Leo energy, big cat energy, the sun, darling dear. And it also represents east. Either you're from the east or you need to pray facing the east today for inspiration. You're asking your ancestral team, the Most High Father God, to show you what you need to what? Vanquish. And it's a number 3, and you know how I love the number 3. And it's the first major arcana in this deck. Base of the deck, darling dear, because you will reach victory and success. Rewards, darling dear, in real time. Okay, what's the blockage? We want to know what the blockage... Okay. The blockage, darling dear. Some of you are what? Not enjoying the fact that you are alone. That you are solo dolo like the boys or girls on the pole. But walking alone, darling dear, gives you what? Fighting strength. It gives you a chance to free your mind of other people's what? Energies and ideas. It gives you a chance to what? Be naked before the Most High, darling dear. So you can receive true direction, true healing, and learn what true forgiveness means. Seems like I'm going to have to go through all of them, darling dear. Give me one more on the moving on. And the 2 of Pentacles. Yes, baby. Because it's about the wounding, darling. What did I say? There's a wound inside of you, darling dear. The deepest, darkest wound. Wherever that wound is different for all of us. It's different yet the same. Why? We all carried it. We all carry it. Even myself will have to be doing shadow work today. So I'm taking it easy on myself. Sagittarius as well as the moon energy, darling dear. The Nine of Wands speaks about you being what? Divine wants you to be persistent and use courage when you face those deep inner wounds. Don't be defensive. Allow them to what? Come up so you can actually see them, so that you can actually release them in the name of the Most High. What's that? Pharaoh, wolf dog, N, was it never? American? Yeah, listen, you got a mouthful, blood, but glad you could pop in. You're saying what? The year of the rooster, Leo present. Glad you could pop in, sir. Big cat, wave. But like I was saying, we're going to be facing some dark, deep wounds today, darling dears, but don't be afraid. Remember, favor favors the brave, and you are big cat. And this is your time for ascension. It's on the tableau, darling dears. Very important. Whatever's keeping you stuck from moving on, from ascension, darling dear. This fell off, so you meant to see it. What did it look? 2 different decks. Once you vanquish that inner child wound, darling dear. Once you vanquish, divine is going to give you untold abundance, opportunities, blessings. This is also my ring bearing card. Your truly divinely guided partner. You will meet that person whole, as they will come to you whole. Anything they bring to your tableau will be extra to what you've already created within yourself, because you healed from the inside out. You have the Ace of Pentacles clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Sudden change, darling dear, is going to be brought into your life. Tower. In the upright, I might add. Somebody's feeling, so they feel like taking themselves out. Big cat, don't do it. You're going to make me cry and have to rub them bitches in again. Don't do it. No matter how you feel right now, you face those wounds. Face them and be strong. Face them, darling dears. The Tower also speaks about what? A crisis. Somebody is at crisis point, but it's the crisis point you're in at this moment in time is to what? Release old habits, old what? Blame shifting and mean to your own self. The self-deprecating self-talk. Face those wounds. They're not in a kind voice. When Father God speaks into our hearts, that same intuition that tells us to go left when we was going to go right, gives you what? Intel about someone that you've just met. It's a kind voice. But that self-deprecating self-talk, that's not a kind voice. The sudden change would be you claiming dominion over yourself, bossing up in a big way, knowing thyself. Remember I told you about my dream I had the other day? It was the day that I was going for surgery, actually. I woke up with Boaz and Jashin. I was discussing Boaz and Jashin in my dream. Those are the 2 pillars of wisdom, just like this too, right? The same 2 pillars found outside King Solomon's temple in the Book of Kings, darling dears. This is about you what? Walking with the wise, being wise from the inside out, claiming dominion of yourself, stepping into your authority. Whether you are male or female, you are a big boss, a big cat. But you have to what? Work at it, darling dears. Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch because I speaks the truth, Roof. Pinkies up. Divine wants to give you all of this, but this the foundation can only come once you release those wounds that are keeping you stuck. Some of you may even have as many as what? 8 or 9, or it could be 8. I think about it, for my own self, it's 9 people. My 7 brothers and sisters and my 2 parents was never there for me. 9 people for me. So you know that I've got a lot to unpack. It keeps buffering. I told you, the enemy doesn't want you to know this, darling dear. This is your what? Leap of faith. Whatever is going around you're going to have to find it. But remember, the Fool is the child, darling dear, the eternal child. It's a deep child wound, a childhood wound that you have to heal. You've got to forgive it, darling dears. You've got to unpack it. You've got to look at it almost like you can touch and taste it, darling dear. We're going in deep. A foundation that was not firm for you, darling dears. Base of the deck. Look, I can't make it up. What does the Fool get? The Fool gets the Tree of Life, a chance to begin again. And we've also got what? The Six of Pentacles. You're about to be gifted with true love. True love from the Most High, darling. You had it all along, but the love you must grant unto yourself. What's he holding? Libra. Libra is what? Partnerships, darling dear. Libra is also represented by the 7th house. It's about your relationships, the partnership and relationship you have with thyself. Because that's the only thing you take with you everywhere you go on this Malkuth. Yourself. Divine wants you to bring balance back to yourself, or to yourself for the first time in your life. Leaving situations that are with narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, and out just wicked people, darling dear. You still carried those peccadillos with you, causing you anger, sadness. Big cat don't play small. Big cat is big cat for a reason. Remember I told you that. Divine is about to gift you with the Tree of Life. The Fool's journey, but you will be what? Raised up. A higher vibe. Remember I told you that. It doesn't want you to be a fool and what shy away from what the things that have been sabotaging you in your own cranium. You have to face them. That's why they keep coming up. That is part of the shadow work, darling dears. What did I say? You have to face them, darling dear. A lot of you are suffering from night terrors, or they come to you at night, or the least little thing that is not balanced in your life, darling dear. You go back to that same fault, self-deprecating. Remember I told you that. What do we need to know about the solar plexus as you move towards victory, darling dear? We've also got the Star card. Major healing, darling dears. Major healing is on the tableau. This is what? The Star card tells you that you are Divine's child. Your vibration will be raised and you will be a beacon that will bring nothing but victory and success. But you have to do the shadow work. Crown chakra. Because time is afoot. This is not the time to wait, not the time to hitch. This is about you tapping into your creativities, right? And unleashing. What did I tell you about the mental conflict? Everything is lining up, right? Obstacles and challenges that you have to overcome. Face them, big cat. Whatever wound that was, it could have been grape. I can't say the proper word because YouTube will get me, right? Whatever was causing this conflict. And you suffering listen, the cards are lining up. 9 of Swords, 2 different decks, darling dears. Whatever those deep wounds were, you have to unpack them today. We ain't got no time to wait, darling dear. This is 2 of Wands. The chance we're getting a once in a lifetime chance to turn our back on the toxic and toxicity, those things that took root in our psyche, darling dears. Crown chakra mode. You're getting what? Downloads. You're being pushed in the right direction, but only you can take that first step, that leap of faith. Because you're Divine's child. Star card is major healing. Remember I told you that. Because you deserve to be happy, big cat. And carrying anger, sadness, pain, all of them things, you're not going to achieve the spiritual being that you're meant to be on this Malkuth. You can't truly be a guiding light to another cat until you've healed everything. Only you can unpack them, darling dears. Some of you may even find that you need to get what? A counselor. Somebody who actually... But this counselor will have to deal with spiritual work. Is there such a counselor? I don't know. Because this is what's going to happen. on the solar plexus. All of that betrayal, all of those tears will be dried by the Most High. Your ancestors counted every one. This is why I was tasked today to tell you about the what? Shadow work. Grand Rising, Melissa. Yes, baby. You release all of the betrayal, all of the pain. And the tears that you cry going forward will be tears of joy, tears of achievement, tears of success. Because we've got judgment on its face, darling dear. You've got a choice, darling dears. You can continue to repeat the cycle, continue to live the half-life when you was born to be prototype of your lineage and a big cat. Or you can face it, darling dears. Face it. This is Archangel Michael in the background again. Call on Archangel Michael to assist you with this major healing that you're going to be going through today. But it has to be done. Light workers, we have been called to uplift the whole of this Malkuth in whatever way we can. We all have special gifts. We all have purpose. But in order to what? Get to what we need to get to, in order to give what we need to give, we have to heal from the inside out. Face those deep wounds, darling dears. Face them. You've just been gifted a new perspective, darling dear. A new perspective, one that is of a higher mind, a 5D mind. Divine wants you to wake up, darling dear, to the what? Infiniteness of yourself. You are infinite. You've lived many lives. You was gifted with the chance to be the one to break all of the karmic cycles for your ancestral team and for yourself and for your progeny, if you have them, or the ones that you will have in the future. Some of you may not be given the gift of being able to what? Give birth. Your skills are meant to be what? For other people's children. A healer with whatever you choose to do on this Malkuth. We all have purpose, but we must move as one. As I heal, you heal. As I raise up, you rise up. As we what? Continue. Split the deck. But you're going to have to be careful, darling dears. A lot of the things that are going to come up is going to be manipulating. It's going to make you feel small. It may even get you feeling as though you're going to be stuck. But you have to realize, until you identify what those deep wounds were, they will continue to hog tie you and drag you straight back to hell, the crevice of the devil's balls. Where you will continue to make the wrong choices in partnerships, friendships, jobs. Remember, I told you that Divine wants to give you what? Abundance on every level. But you have to do the shadow work. Where do we go to? We're going to go to this deck. I haven't used it in a while. So I'm going to finish up this read. And then I'm going to go and watch Moana. Somebody told me to watch Moana. I don't know why, but I'm going to watch it. Look at this. She's naive. Find what is draining you emotionally, darling dear. Face whatever it is. You are more than a conqueror. You are a big cat. This is not the time to be clueless. This is the time for you to what? Pinpoint exactly where your deepest wound, the deepest cut to the white meat was. So you can vanquish that demon and send it back from whence it came. You have purpose and you have what? A task to do. I told you, you will be the survival kit for another big cat. But you can't if you're still carrying those inner wounds. They haven't been addressed. You'll be unable to move on mentally. And you will deal with things at the age that these wounds were caused. Conflict and chaos in the reverse. We are releasing and we will be doing the shadow work, darling dears. Remember I told you that? On that notes, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Cat. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Namaste, big cat. And do the work.